Welcome, everybody, to this episode of the ZSB podcast. Today, our guest is Kishan Patel. Kishan, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us your major?
Yeah, so I'm Kishan Patel. I am a graduating senior. This is actually my last quarter at La Sierra. I am going to be graduating with two degrees, one in finance and one in business management.
Nice. All right, so first question, where did you grow up?
So I actually grew up here in Southern California, actually 20 minutes from La Sierra, Chino Hills. I don't know if people watch basketball, but like the Ball brothers kind of made it a little famous. I grew up and was raised here from the start. I lived here my entire life. I love the whole Southern California weather, the vibe that you get here. It's something I've gotten used to. So I've just been around here.
What made you choose La Sierra? Was it just because it was close, or?
Yeah, so actually, I started off at the Claremont colleges when I first graduated from high school, and I was going to go into pre-med. I took like almost 2 years at the Claremont colleges, and I took like one econ class, and I was like, hey, I kind of like really like I don't want to be a doctor anymore. I don't want to go into the medical field. I want to go into finance. I want to go into business. It makes much more sense for me, and I kind of started looking in the area to see what was available. And like since um the Claremont colleges are kind of like a small school as well, I wanted to go to another school that was kind of also had that small like community feeling. And I had a cousin that was actually going to La Sierra, and he recommended me to kind of go check out the campus, see what it's like. And of course, when I was there, I ran into Dean Thomas. And you know how he's good at convincing you to come, and
Oh,
he just
yeah.
made he made the appeal for coming to La Sierra like pretty high. So definitely that was one of the main factors why I came. And the fact that it's so small and you're able to just like talk with faculty, talk with the dean, all the students end up knowing you. You get very close with everyone. Um, that's kind of what I was looking for, and I think last year I ticked all those boxes. Not to mention the ZSB is the campus is great, the program's great. So why not go and check it out and join the ZSB?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible here.
Yeah.
And are you Adventist, or you just happened upon La Sierra?
I'm actually no, yeah, I'm not Adventist. I'm Hindu, but I just happen to come across La Sierra, and it was great. It was great.
Yeah, pretty diverse here. I think only
Oh
like
yeah,
like less than 50% of our students are Adventists, actually.
yeah. I think so. Someone was saying that it's not. I think like the majority of them are now not Adventist, which
Yeah.
kind of speaks volumes to like how diverse it is and what they're able to offer students.
Yeah. What clubs are you currently in at La Sierra? And do you have any like important roles in any of them?
Yeah, so I'm actually part of three clubs and kind of hold roles in all three. One, I think everyone anyone at La Sierra kind of knows is Enactus. I'm their VP of Finance. I was hesitant to join at first, but I joined and I realized like you have a group of like-minded individuals that are business driven and kind of motivated on their own to kind of get a project up and running and see it from its conception all the way to its implementation. And that's something I really wanted to be a part of. So yeah, I'm the VP of Finance for that. We normally my role there is to try to get fundraising, and of course with COVID, it kind of put things on the back burner. Kind of difficult to raise funds when from everyone's at home and you can't really put together events to invite alumni and whatnot. But we're trying to adapt and kind of see what we can come up with these next 2 quarters. We have a few things planned, so just be on the lookout for some emails and maybe some Instagram posts from Enactus about some fundraising opportunities that we're all going to have. A second one, a club I'm a part of, is actually Investment Club. I'm the president of Investment Club, and this is something that I'm very proud of being a part of. I think we're the first group of students that kind of are putting together a portfolio and investing the money. And we have funds given from the dean's discretionary fund to actually let us invest almost 100K worth of school's assets into the stock market. And it's really nice because when it comes to the stock market and investing, it's there's so many things that you could possibly do, and kind of having a group of people come together and kind of hash out ideas. It's nice to be able to talk to other individuals that kind of share the same interest as you. And we just finished writing our policy for that. Seems like a very solid policy. We're going to be investing in a little bit of everything. Going to back it up with research. Going to learn how to maximize our profits with whatever we have. And if anybody wants to join, you can always reach out to me. It's a great opportunity to kind of learn while we're still have the chance to kind of mess up and see what we can do when you invest into the stock market, so that later on in the future, you're kind of set earlier. And lastly, I'm a part of a HBI, which is Hispanic Business Incubator. I'm the VP of that. And like while we were at school prior to COVID, we actually had a project running up, which I kind of thought of, and it was essentially a money advancement sort of app in business, where individuals would kind of when you go into a bank and you kind of get an overdraft charge, it's like $35, and that's just like, for people that are having that overdraft charge, that $35 means a lot. And the idea that we all came up with was like, why not have a way that we can kind of alert the individual before they're going to have that overdraft charge, and kind of advance them that $100 to kind of prevent them from getting that overdraft charge. And we kind of wanted to make it a little bit more unique, where we have it like crowdfunded, where we have individuals that have money that they want to invest, give us make like a pool of money, and then use that pool of money to give it to those individuals that kind of need it. So you end up helping like two ends of the spectrum: those that have money to invest, and those that need the money, so that they're not getting that $35 overdraft charge. But as you can guess, with anything that has to do with money in this country, there's a lot of rules and regulations. So it's been going slow, but we're pushing on. But yeah, we're trying to think of new ideas, and which speakers we can go see, and what companies we can kind of take a look at as a club at HBI. Yeah, that's what I'm a part of. And it's once you're part of organizations on campus, it just makes the experience of being at school just that much better. You always have people to talk to about it. You have a whole group of individuals that are just there, and it's fun, and then it's a fun time as well.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea, but like getting it to work and getting all the legal stuff out of it is that's the tough part. Normally, this is kind of like set aside for VCs, venture capitalists. They have a bunch of money to kind of spend and build the whole idea, and we're trying to do it with almost nothing, and trying to see what we can do. But it's a work in progress. It's we haven't stopped. We're gonna see how well it how far we can do it. And then the whole thing is, if the idea stops working, there's no point continuing on. Just cut your losses and off to the next bigger, better idea. So that's the plan and approach that we're trying to take with this one.
And then, so you had an internship with Adventist Health, right?
Yeah, this past summer I was a finance intern at the White Memorial Hospital here in LA.
Nice. And how did that
Yeah.
help you develop yourself, your skills?
Well, the first thing it's taught me was that Excel is kind of important. Uh, I knew Excel was important, but I didn't realize how much individuals and companies kind of used Excel. So it kind of really like kickstarted me trying to master Excel, learn the ins and outs, and it kind of really like just showed me that for the first time, things that I was learning at school, like in my accounting classes, finance classes, um, I was implementing them in the real world with the actual company, and just seeing that kind of whole transition of like learning something at school and then using it, like actually using it, kind of just was like, hey, there's a reason why I'm learning this. Is a reason that I'm sitting through 6 to 10s. There's a reason I'm taking these tests, and it all makes sense now. And it just really helped me like kind of like see the whole office, the corporate side of finance. And unfortunately, again, this was during COVID, so I didn't even think they were gonna continue on with the program. But fortunately, they were able to kind of do everything remote. So I was able to have them mail me the laptops, kind of work with my team online on Microsoft Teams, and it really helped. And actually, like I've been interviewing with um, Adventist Health, and I believe last week they gave me the offer to kind of work full time for them um, once I graduate. So I really think that just having the opportunity to show a company over the summer, like how I work and the work that I do, kind of really helped catapult me into being someone that they would want to hire full time. But
Okay.
yeah, it was a good experience.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
And so now that you're in your last quarter, what did the next 5 years look like for you? I know that you just said that you got that offer from Adventist Health. So where do you hope to be within five
Y-
years?
Yeah. So I, as most seniors are doing, they're looking at places to go work, and um, they know like a lot of the finance jobs that I've been looking at, you need experience before you can kind of apply to some of these higher level finance jobs. So ideally, with this offer that I've gotten, it was kind of take the offer and just learn and gain mastery at whatever it is that I'm doing at that firm, whether that be revenue management or billing or whatever it may be. Kind of just be able to, for the next 2 to 3 years, just soak in and as much information as I can, and from there, kind of see what opportunities kind of lay ahead for me. I'm currently studying and planning on taking my CFA certification, which for finance, the level one test, they have three tests. The level one test kind of really kind of distinguishes you between other applicants at certain firms, just to kind of show that you have some sort of actual knowledge in finance, and that it's kind of like a third party test to kind of validate what you actually know. Um, but ideally for the next 5 years would be to keep working in the finance industry and corporate, alongside kind of not stop working on side businesses and finding ways of side incomes, and seeing whether it be this app or whether it be starting a tutoring business or whatever it may be, kind of just having my options open to where I'm utilizing my time for the next 5 years to the best of my ability. My parents always tell me like, while you're young, just work and be diligent, work hard, work well, be honest, and when you get older, that's when you can relax and enjoy everything that you've done. So I'm taking that advice to heart, and just for the next 5 years, just hustling, trying to make sure that everything that I want to do in the future, I'm trying to set up right now. And that's mainly the plan that I have for the next 5 years.
And then do you have any side businesses currently that you want to steer people towards?
Well, one business that I kind of like started maybe 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, was like a private tutoring company here in Chino Hills. I noticed while I was here, there's only one other private tutoring company in Chino Hills, and everything else are one of those franchises, Mathnasium, Kumon, and I decided to kind of capitalize on that and go off and see if I can kind of capture some sort of the market here in Chino Hills. And luckily, within the first, like, I think 2 3 months, I was able to get like 3 or 4 students, and then from there it kind of just snowballed into what it is right now. Currently have almost 14 15 students that I see on a regular basis, either once or twice a week. Um, and for me especially, like, and a lot of my friends can kind of they can validate this, but I'm always telling all of them, like, if you want to start a side hustle and you want to like have your own hours and have some flexibility, just start a tutoring business. It's easy. If you know a little bit, there's so many parents and so many students that are willing to learn, and that's my main thing. Some of these students, especially now over COVID, I saw a spike during COVID because some of the students aren't getting as good of an education as they were expecting for not being on campus, and the teachers also, like, they had to also kind of accommodate the whole online learning, and kind of that transition was kind of hard for everyone. And just being someone that's able to help these students kind of learn what they should have learned at school, and just like making sure that they're on track, and um, that kind of really, like, that makes me happy, that I'm able to kind of like help these students a little bit. And it's nice that since I've been doing it for so long, I've seen like two or three of my students go from freshmen all the way to seniors this year, and I've been helping them with the college applications. They've been getting letters, and what more can you ask for as a tutor? Try to help a student for 4 years and have them start one place and then end up getting into the college, or having the application sent, and their parents and them just having no stress about it.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
yeah,
You grow the whole way.
yeah, it's nice.
Do you do only high school tutoring?
So I actually do like a little bit of everything. So my youngest student right now is in fifth grade. I think she's in fifth grade. My oldest student is actually a 30-year-old who's actually in college again and doing college algebra. So I've been helping him out, and then I do everything in between. So a little bit of calculus, a little bit of trig, a little bit of just the simple 5 plus 4, which I think is the hardest thing to teach. There's only so many ways that you could teach someone 5 plus 4 is 9. And if students don't get that, you kind of have to think a little bit outside of the box to kind of get them to understand that. Which
Yeah.
is probably, which in my opinion is kind of harder than calculus, right? Because calculus at that point they kind of know a little bit of the math. So it's a little bit easier to teach that than it is some of the younger students when it comes to adding, subtracting, and multiplying.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too because like the transition to like fully online was like hard for me, so I can't imagine how hard it is for like a younger student that's still
Yeah,
learning like the foundations of everything.
yeah, it was tough for a lot of people. Some of these younger students, I mean, thankfully, like, they kind of grew up with tech everywhere.
Oh, that's true.
Um,
Yeah.
s- so it was a little bit easier for them, but then I guess that the downside to that is they know how to use tech super well. So they're playing games while they're in class. They're messaging students. They're doing all of that, which it at that young of age, like, if we had the opportunity to do that, I'm sure all of us would do that too. So you can't really blame them for doing that. But the only thing you could do is just kind of just supplement and just help them with whatever they were supposed to have learned, which is what I aim to do. And I hope I'm doing, you know, kind of not just be there as someone to facilitate just how to do homework, but kind of teach them how to like properly learn what they're doing. But it's been hard for students, just like it has for all of us. Like, right, college students,
Yeah.
seeing all your friends all the time, and then everything is virtual.
Yeah.
It's different.
There's like no interaction.
Yeah, it gets tough.
So with everything being online, what are some of the ways that you yourself have used to motivate yourself and keep on studying?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that I really did this quarter, or the past since it's been online. I used to be the type of individual that just kept things in my head, when I knew for schedule wise of what I had to do. And one thing that really helped over the quarantine and staying at home in the virtual school was like just writing things down for stuff that I have to do to make sure that I'm like accountable, right? And then also just telling my friends stuff that I want to get done and stuff that I have to finish by a certain point, and then just having that accountability kind of pushed me to kind of continue studying or continue doing what I wanted to do, because we all know how easy it is to mentally say that, hey, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read a whole chapter. I'm gonna take notes on it, and then make an excuse, any excuse, especially over quarantine, to just not do that. Uh, and just having that accountability was kind of nice. And then also kind of not only just working, but making sure that you have some time to enjoy yourself, to play, whether it be like for me personally, I love cooking and I love playing video games. So I spent a lot of time cooking different things. All my friends that I hadn't talked to in so long, it's because of quarantine, old friends, they all started getting PCs and consoles, and we would all just start playing games together. And kind of it was nice. It was like the silver lining of having everything be quarantined and virtual, that you got to reconnect with individuals that you hadn't talked to in so long. And now we almost talk every single day. So there some positives coming out of quarantine and the coronavirus, I guess.
Some things.
Yeah.
What's the most recent thing you've cooked?
So most recently, we kind of made these pizzas and this honey butter scones. They We got like a cookbook for Christmas, and they had these. It was so easy because like we don't we're vegetarian, so we're vegetarian to the extent where we don't even eat eggs at home. So a lot of the stuff that we kind of want to bake and whatnot, we really can't do. So when we saw this recipe, there was no eggs or anything in these scones. They look great. They tasted great. Were they a little dry? Yeah. But that was the first time we made them. We're gonna try again to see how they do. Add some honey butter to that. Put some extra sugar on there. Glaze them up. It's a trial and error.
I haven't had a scone in so long. Scones are
Yeah,
so
you're
good.
telling me. You're telling me. And I'm a coffee addict. I'm a Some
Mm.
people may say coffee snob, but I just like black coffee. But I gotta have my nice beans. Gotta have them freshly pressed, freshly ground every morning. Make it either in like a Chemex or Aeropress or like an espresso maker. So scones were the best thing that we could think of to enjoy with some coffee.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So, is there a person that you would say has had the biggest impact on your life thus far?
I, I want to say it's like a person more as like a collective of people. Like kind of the circle that I've been comfortable with and kind of grew around me. Friends from La Sierra, my cousins, my parents, my grandparents, like them as a collective kind of shaped and molded me to the person that I am today. Um, it's helpful having a good circle that you can kind of fall back on, and kind of pushes you to do the right thing, and just motivates you, right? My parents came from India with literally nothing, and they were able to work hard, work honestly, and were able to provide my sister and I a very fortunate life. And if my thing is that if they were able to do that back then, there's no excuse for me to not be able to succeed and kind of do well in life and achieve what I wanted to achieve. And then that coupled with just cousins, and friends at school, just constantly checking in, motivating each other, kind of seeing what each others are doing. And there may be a competitive aspect to it, yeah, but sometimes that's what you need to kind of help push each other to keep on making sure that we're doing and being the best that we could possibly be. And it helps, having individuals around you that you respect, and kind of you really want to know what their opinions are, and you take it to heart, and you try to just be your best person just for them, and but also for yourself. It helps having that system.
Yeah. And do you have any authors or content creators that you recommend people check out?
Ooh, well, for sure, since I love cooking, I'm gonna say Binging with Babish. um that guy is great. Every time I watch his movies and his videos, it's something else. And then I'm a big fan of cars and watches. um so I watch a lot of car YouTube, watch YouTubes, investments for all of these. There's a guy named Producer Michael who's kind of great when it comes to like kind of all of this stuff and investment pieces and seeing how you can grow and seeing what your money can do. Um, and I guess like one author that I really like, or a book that I like highly recommend everybody to read, is Next Door Millionaire by Thomas Stanley. Um, that kind of put like my love for investments and my love for like just investing in general into perspective. It talks about net worth. It talks about how you can be a doctor making 300K, but living beyond your means, having almost no net worth, whereas you have a teacher making substantially lower than that, but being able to manage money and kind of see what you're doing and investing properly and having a net worth more than a doctor that's making 300, 400K. People kind of get, like it's a really good book to read, especially if you're for any business student or any finance student that kind of wants to be a little bit more smart with their money and see what the potential is when it comes to investing. The Next Door Millionaire is a great book to read.
I'll have to check that one out because I'm not great with money, I'll be honest.
Oh no, it's not as hard as people think. You make X amount, you spend less than X amount, and then you just save and invest. It's easier said than done. I know.
True. And so earlier you said you are the president of Investment Club and for people to contact you. Is that the best way to reach you, to email you,
Yeah,
or
you can
to
email
get
me.
involved with the club?
Yeah, you could email me. I'm sure when you post this, you'll have my ad for Instagram. You could direct message me anytime. If you see me in class, just send me a message. We have a Discord up. We have meetings every Monday. Um, they're fun. We talk about like different companies we're all looking at. I've been pitching this company called Flux. By no means this is financial advice. Okay, just a legal disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Just me say like I've been pitching Flux for a while. I really believe in that company. But yeah, I mean, if anybody ever has an interest in any of this, just reach out. Whether it be Investment Club, Enactus, HBI. You need to talk about getting or just what the internship was like. I'm here. Just reach out.
All right. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
joining me today, Kishan.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you everybody for tuning in.